Guys, today we are ranking the SSR weapons in Solo Leveling Arise, and we're using the Solo Leveling Arise database, which you can find in the description, for our quick hitter needs for descriptions of the weapons. If you guys are new, my name is DFree, and we do a ton of Solo Leveling Arise content. My word is not law. Obviously, this is all going to wind up being my opinions, but I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about some of my opinions once you finished watching the entire video and you did the end. How that works? I know you. But yeah, so no toxicity, please, between other people. No arguing, please. I just want this to be civil. If you didn't see my SSR Hunter video, I also did one of those. That one will be in the description, along with a link to the Solo Leveling Arise database website and a link to my profile through Netmarble's creator program. I am an official creator for the game, so if you guys want to show your support for the channel, other than, hitting the like button, which I'd appreciate, or subscribing to the channel, you can go over there and click the support button, again, in the description. Don't forget that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, for the sake of today's video, so it's not, an hour-long freaking video, I'm not going to sit here and read you the description of every single weapon in the game. If you want to know what they can do, you can either go to the website or you can go over here, hit the codex in-game, and you can see all the weapons and what they do, right? You can come over here and see all the weapons and what they do by clicking them and seeing their description, and then after that, you can even see the advances they get from duplicates. You can even see a look at how they look, things like that. So I'm not gonna I don't want this to be crazy long. So let's go ahead and dive in from here. So we're going to start off with the Demon King's Longsword, which is a weapon I actually like a lot. It's unfortunate that it's not better, but it is what it is. One thing to note with the weapons is they all have the same stat distribution throughout all of their limit breaks. So unless Moonshadow was different, I don't think it was though, but unless Moonshadow is different, they all pretty much have the same stat distribution between their limit breaks. So Sung Jinu's are at 400, well, the Hunters actually don't have the same. So that only applies to Sung Jinu, apparently. So anyway, all of his weapons are the same, but the Hunter ones are not. So unfortunately, Demon King Longsword isn't a little bit better, but I think it has some awesome utility. Like, this thing does a shield. So it has a counterattack. It takes you in a stance. And if you land the counterattack in the stance, you'll be able to stun the opponent. You create a ring of lightning around you, which has got good range on it, and that increases your attack. And you deal extra damage equal to 10% of the attack in the nearby area every second. That's really good. I like that a lot. And then with the first dupe, increases the effects to the same target every 5 attacks, and then deals damage equal to 50%. Yeah, so that first dupe is kind of insane. That first dupe, dude, that first dupe is kind of, yeah. It's, all the weapons are kind of like that, though. It's really unfortunate. But anyway, I wish this was a little better, a little more useful. There's not a lot of need for wind right now, it seems like, in the game. There's not a lot of need for it. So unfortunately, I'm putting that there. But each weapon kind of has at least 1 or 2 chapters that they really excel in. The problem is that you may just be better off like using heavily invest. Like if you went hard on the Plum sword, you got like 3 dupes in it, or so, you just were better off using it regardless. That's kind of how things are. But I'm going to put that there. We'll start there. But I do actually like that weapon. I got a lot of good usefulness out of it. So moving on to Demonic Plum Flower Sword. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here, but just so you know, quick hitters, increases critical hit damage, also increases attack, increases critical hit rate, increases the usage speed of the skill when in full bloom, also increases dark damage. Hey, thanks for the sub, my guy. When the user uses dash, additionally increases critical hit damage by 32%. That's with the 3rd duplicate. This thing starts getting damn insane, but without any dupes, no matter what dupe level it is, it's the best weapon in the game, in my opinion. There you go. All right, next up on the list will be Moonshadow. I'll save Moonshadow for last, because that's the only weapon on this list I don't have. Shadow Scythe. Shadow Scythe is like extremely, in my opinion, I think it just sucks. I think Shadow Scythe sucks without any dupes. You missed the context there. Without any dupes. I just don't like it. I didn't like it there. I didn't think it was great. However, when it gets dupes, it gets really good really fast. It gets really good. The first dupe is kind of insane. It increases critical damage by 25, so, or critical hit rate. So that one is an easy S tier, arguably a top 3 weapon in the game. So it's going right there as well. You want this, you could have this combo and just rip through damn near any. Seriously. And the skill damage for the soul essence or harvest or whatever it's called on this thing is kind of crazy too, because the way this one works is you press and hold the skill button down. If you didn't know that, you press and hold the button for essence harvest. It will do that, and it'll keep attacking as long as you're holding the button down until, you know, it does all the attacks possible. But yeah, so that thing does a lot of damage. A lot of damage. All right, so next up on our list is actually going to be an old favorite of mine, Thusis Grimoire. This one is going into A tier. Thusis Grimoire does a freeze effect on the opponent. It's a magic book, so it's got a little bit longer range than, it's kind of negligible, but it has a little bit. But the attack, the skill of this, where you summon the 2 dragons, actually does have good range on that. But you summon the dragons and freeze everything that the water hits for 4 seconds or so. And then on top of that, though, where is it? When the effect ends, deals damage equal to 10% of damage taken during the duration. So what you want to do is, you want to do a shadow step to reduce their defense, then throw this, then throw your ultimate, and they will take another, after the effect is over, they'll take another 10% of damage that they took during the period while they were frozen. It's extremely strong. All right, so let's move on from here. Got a pop up there. Anyway, yeah, it's one of the best weapons in the game. We're now going to move over to the Huntsman. So Huntsman is cool, but it's extremely strong with that first dupe because it picks up Sunder, and that allows for it to break. So when the user uses Judgment of Time, activates the core attack. When the user uses Judgment of Time, their core attack is changed to Time to Hunt for 6 seconds and increases damage by 60%. When the user's basic attack, core attack, or Time to Hunt hits the target within 4M, increases damage by 50%. That's really strong, but like I said, the first dupe is kind of crazy. When the last attack of Judgment of Time hits, inflicts a Sunder effect on the target. If a target is in a break state while the Sunder effect is active, inflicts the Destroy effect to the target. Sunder increases break effect by 25% for 3 seconds. Destroy increases damage taken by 8%. So you make them take more damage, increase the break effect. Really, really, really strong utility on Huntsman. So awesome weapon overall. And that's just the first dupe. Like, it gets better, obviously, as you go down, right? Damage taken turns to 16%, up to a maximum of 99 stats for Destroy. Yeah, that's kind of... It's going right there. It also is really useful in the Egress chapter that a lot of people were struggling with and will wind up struggling with on global launch. So I want to bump it a little. Not too much, but a little bit. So next up on our list is being one that I feel like is kind of tricky. Vulcans Rage is like, it's a weapon that's like trying to do too much. It's really weird. It feels like Vulcans Rage is trying to do too much. Here's the deal with Vulcans Rage. When the user uses Fire of Destruction, it applies the Vulcan's Blessing effect. The Vulcan's Blessing effect is it gives a shield equal to 5% of the user's attack, and when the user's basic attack or core attack uses the core attack or basic attack, it applies the Concentration effect. The Concentration effect is when the duration ends or the effect is removed, Vulcan's Blessing explodes and deals damage equal to 3,000 of the user's attack, stacking up to 30 times. It's just a lot. It's just trying to do too much. When it explodes, it deals an additional 6% damage per instance of concentration. When Vulcan's Blessing explodes, it removes all concentration effects as well. So, long story short, when you use it, you apply yourself a shield, and when the user uses the core attack or basic attack, it applies concentration. Concentration is when you're done with the time limit on the shield of Vulcan's Blessing, the 10 seconds. When that passes, it removes all stacks of concentration and blows up doing damage based on that. It's kind of trying to do too much, kind of all over the place. But it does get really strong with dupes. That first dupe's insane. So when it explodes, applies the Rage effect with the first dupe. Rage increases the user's attack by 12% and increases the attack speed by 6% for 15 seconds. That's damn broken as hell. Damn broken as hell. That third one also is doing the same thing. It changes it to attack speed by 10 and then increase attack by 20. So it's got utility there, and they all kind of decrease their cooldown on that fourth one. While the shield is active, the damage of fire destruction increases with that fifth one, increases fire damage overall. They all have utility. And by the way, when weapons have this increased attack or increased fire, it's not just for that weapon's own attacks itself. It's for you just in general, right? So if you're versus a boss and you got like 2 fire weapons on, say you got like the Orb of Avarice or something, you're going to do more damage regardless. So anyway, it's a solid weapon. I don't think that there's any there's any bad SSR weapons at all, actually. I don't think there's a single one. But yeah, it's just when compared to some of the other ones, I don't really think it's. I think you could actually honestly also do this, but I'm going to leave Huntsman in it. So we're going to cover Moonshadow now, because that's the last Sung Jinu one that I haven't covered. So when Moon Glow Shining in the Dark is used, it applies the full moon effect to targets on the moon. Funny effect. When the last attack of Moon Glow Shining in the Dark hits, it slows down time for 3 seconds and applies 1 instance of the lunar eclipse to the target per instance of full. Full moon is an infinite duration, stacking 1 time. Lunar eclipse increases damage taken by 10%, but increases the user's dark damage. The duration is 3 seconds. All right. So it slows down time and applies 1 instance of lunar eclipse to the target per instance of full moon. So let's go ahead and see the advances here. It enhances the effect of full moon and lunar eclipse, full moon, duration infinite, stacking up to 3 times. So this first one, oh my god. The first dupe on this makes it stack 3 times instead of once. Jeez, man. I haven't read this since it came out. Jeez. Lunar eclipse, the target's damage taken increases by 15%. Increases dark damage by 15% for 3 seconds. Goodness. Goodness, man. Goodness. Yeah, that's going to be pretty strong. Increases dark damage. When Shadow Step hits, it applies 1 instance of lunar eclipse per instance of full moon. Oh, really now? Damn. Damn, with the defense debuff and attack increase. That's crazy. Decrease the cooldown. The user's damage increases by 15% while the time slow effect is active with that last dupe. So this one, I don't know if it's got the damage potential of the other two, but it's damn close. This one, I think this one's probably like A+, but I'm gonna put it tail end of S. I think it's probably better than the Scythe without dupes. The point is though that they're all dark. They all increase dark damage. You're just using them all together. So, but the first two are made like a cleaver style, trying to rely on like damage crits, things like that. That one doesn't really care as much about that. It just flat out will eat you alive. That one's just trying to eat you alive. But I will say, without dupes, it's not anything crazy. It just increases damage, basically. It's not anything crazy. The slowdown effect is good. So I guess that's where that thing kind of falls a little bit short. But still really strong. It's really just really strong. An open hand. This is the one for Dongsu. The user's wind damage increases by 4%. Actually, can we look at it at max? We won't. Increases the user's basic skill damage by 3% when the Impulsive Revenge of Madness effect activates, stacking up to a good one for him. I'm pretty sure that's the skill that he can spam. Let me just check. Impulsive whatever. That's the skill he's spamming, right? Where's he at? I guess I could have done this on the website. Urge to Kill, Greed Scavenger. Oh, it's the passive, right? Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. When Urge to Kill, Steel Blow, or S-Rank influence is used after being hit, applies Impulse Effect. When the Impulse Effect reaches max stacks, applies Impulsive Revenge. Remove Impulse Effect when the effect is active, increases the user's defense by 24, creates a shield. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just going based off of this. I don't want to spend too much time on that. But yeah, he's going to be, it seems like that's going to work really well for him. I actually don't really have much of an opinion on this. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I just don't think it's like, it's similar like also with like the wind thing. You just don't really need Dongsu right now. Choi. Also, they're not showing their advances. They're much stronger than this at max advance than just like 5%. Increases the user's attack by 5% when attacking targets burned by Choi Jongin. The target's defense decreases. That's really, really strong on him. So we're gonna put that up. Excuse me, we're going to put that here. That's really good. I keep hearing my daughter on the side. I'm like, is she trying to call me or? Anyway, the target's defense decreases. Like, he also already is doing defense decreases. So, like, this is where I need to see the advance, because I'm pretty sure that the advance probably is stronger than Choi's own individual defense decrease skill. Because Choi only does like 15%, right? 15%. I'm not going to dig through completely, but it looks like he's only really doing 15%. Let me see the weapon here. Let me see the max on the weapon. Increases by 20%. Yeah, 18% attack, but also 20. So, like, the reason I was bringing that up is because the lower number doesn't matter. The game can only hold one defense down stack, so it's only going to keep whatever strong. And if you don't have that thing maxed out or near max, it's only going to be basically the ones from his passive or his own skills. So basically, you're just getting the attack increase, which is good. But that's pretty much the way it breaks down the way I understand it. Obviously, correct me if I'm mistaken. So next up on the list will be Eternal Slumber, increases the user's HP. This is at 0. I'm sure it's supposed to be like 4%. When the user uses Heavenly Blessing, the user's and team's damage dealt increases by 4%. Heavenly Blessing is the ultimate. That's kind of damn good. That's kind of damn good. And it's damage. It's not attack, so just damage. That does matter because different characters scale off of different. That's easily. It fits perfectly into his playstyle, and he likes to spam that ultimate. Yeah, that easily, in my opinion, I think that's amazing. All right, so next one on the list, we're going out of order, but it's all right. We'll go next with Howling White Tiger Soul. I'll actually start opening these in a tab. This is the one for Baek Yoonho. Increases the user's basic attack damage, and then also the rest of this makes him peel his life off. When the user uses basics, takes damage equal to 0.5% of the current HP, but deals damage equal to 0.2% of current HP to targets. So he's burning his life with that weapon, which is his playstyle. He doesn't want to get hit. So burning your life is not a good thing, but since that's just his playstyle and it just makes him do more damage, I'm not going to hold that against him. I think I would put this in A+, but I'm going to put it in A because I don't feel great putting it ahead of Choi's, because Choi also has the defense decrease. So, like, I don't feel great about that. Intercept. This is the one for Lim, so let's see what it does. Increases the user's dark damage when they use a basic attack with 10 seconds after using Quick Attack Typhoon Fire. It increases their attack by 6% for 30. God damn. Quick Attack Typhoon Fire is what the ultimate changes his basics into, right? That's what the ultimate changes the basics into. Yeah. Become Quick Attack Typhoon Fire. Yeah. 1,000% of users attack, up to 8 individual projectiles. Yeah, that's going to be pretty damn strong. That's going to be pretty damn strong. And okay, so the way this triggers is you use the basic attack. I assume it's just the same thing. When you're using Quick Attack Typhoon Fire, regardless, after activating, increases the attack. Yeah, that's pretty damn strong. It's pretty strong. I actually don't think it's better than the other two ones in A, but because it's, I almost want to put it higher because I think it fits perfectly with his playstyle again. Like I don't really care much about Dong Su's, but that's maybe just because I'm underrating it personally, which I can totally like own that. Let's see Chahen's here, or this is Emma's, excuse me. Increased damage dealt to targets affected by the break effect by 4%. When heat absorption activates, the user's damage dealt increases. So just doing more damage, so that's pretty much great. But she also is going to have heat absorption pretty often too, so that's pretty good. We are going to grab that one and put it into another one getting dropped into A. That's great. They're all A tier apparently. I don't feel great putting any into like anything below A, is what I'm realizing. But I don't really like putting them in S either. The user's attack ignores 2% of the target's defense. When Meditation of Power is used, increases damage dealt to the target. So extra damage, and then also ignoring the defense, stacking up to 3 times for 3 seconds. Meditation of Power is this skill here. This is the one that decreases the cooldown of the Iron Fist, which is really solid. Just, again, fits perfectly into the playstyle. However, it would have been better maybe if it was on this skill, but that's the only thing I can kind of say. You know what? We will have one that makes its way into B with that one, though, because I don't. It's funny that the two win guys are right there. Similar thing. Don't really need win right now, but also like I don't think he's as good as the other characters, obviously. So I'm gonna hold that against him a little bit. Although I do like Wu Junchul. Next up is Chahen, right? That's Cha's weapon, right? Solid logic. Is that it? Oh, that's Lee Boris. Is Cha's weapon not here? No. I looked at the wrong one. All right, so let's do Lee Bor then. Increases the user's attack by 2.5. Targets hit by the user's strengthening charm have both the damage they take from critical hits and their chance of receiving critical hit damage increased by 2.5. Also, it would be nice if this website had this as a clickable straight to the page. Oh, that's damn broken. Wait a minute. This is their skill that does the charm. The debuff zone and the circle and the charm. Right? Creates an enhancement zone, removes debuffs, and the circle increases dark damage for the team members. Increases magic air. Well, this doesn't do the charm. The charm's on the other one, but who cares? Where the hell is the charm? Oh, it's somewhere else. I can't tell on the website. There's a charm here, but that's the support skill, so that doesn't matter. Charm here on the QTE. Okay. Let me go back to that one more time. Targets hit by strengthening charm have both the damage they take from criticals and their... Oh, okay. So strengthening charm will now also make them... It's like a mini brand effect. It's a mini branding. That's extremely strong, though. The only downside to this is that it's only for her in an individual. So, like, I would have put it in S tier if it was like Eternal Slumber. No. I don't know why just now I was thinking Eternal Slumber was any different. They're both for hunter modes and not player mode where they're supporting. So, no, I think it can go there. I think it could go there. The only thing outside of Eternal Slumber is universal. This one is only for a dark team. Like, yeah, it could work regardless. It's the actual effect of the weapon is universal, but the skill that it's tied to is for a dark team. Okay, there's some universal stuff there too with like buff clear, but it's a dark based like circle. So this one's easily, but the extra crit damage. I'm conflicted. No, it's going into A. I don't care. Just when in doubt, throw it into A. Damn it. But you can kind of see my point there, right? Like that one's kind of good, but like when you think about it like at first glance, it's like, God damn. But then when you think about it a little more, you can poke a little bit of holes into it. But still, nonetheless, a great one for that dark team. That dark team's really, really strong. So next up on the list is going to be these three. So we're going to open up Suppress White Tiger Soul for Baek Yunho. Increase slight damage when attacking targets with White Flames effect. Increase the user's defense. White Flames is the passive, right? I can't. Pretty sure. The White Flames effect is applied on the last of all skills, including basic attacks. When the effect reaches 3 stacks, it increases or it activates Violent Explosion, dealing damage equal to 400% of the user's defense. So the weapon just makes him do more damage. Because it just raises his defense. So like, it's not doing... I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just nothing special. Like... Maybe if it made him do more break damage. If it made him do more break damage, I might put this in S. I might actually put this in S if it made him do break damage instead of just damage. Because his break doesn't increase based off the defense, that's just damage, right? There's nothing I'm missing with that. He doesn't have any sort of separate passive. He's a good damage dealer, though. Got some fun stuff in there. He's a good damage dealer. I'll leave it to you guys. What do you think? All right, Sword of Light. Chahen's next. Increases the user's basic skill damage, which is kind of broken. When the user uses a basic skill, increase critical hit damage. Oh, god damn it. For 12 seconds up to 6 stacks. Okay, S tier. That's S+. There you go. Yeah, that's easy. Don't need to even deliberate on that one. Last one here. Increases the user's critical hit damage when the user uses Water Dragon Rush, Lightning Kick, or heavy attack version of those. Increase the critical hit damage as well, stacking up to... Okay, S tier. Don't really need to deliberate on that either. don't need to deliberate on that one either. They're both goddamn good. I saw a crit on both of them, and I was like, oh, yep, there you go. No, it's not that simple, but they both get to just keep stacking the critical. So it's just, yeah, don't really need to think about it. So I thought that came out pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if you haven't seen the Hunter one, check it out. That one was awesome. If you want to support me, the link is down below in the description. If you have any changes, please let me know.